Have you ever met someone and thought, wow, if we had met at a different time, we would have made a great couple? If so, what happened? I liked this boy at school when I was 14. I wasn't allowed to date, strict parents, first girl, but he liked me too. A decade later I run into him at my university of all places and we catch up, and he tells me he always liked me, and I liked him, so we go out. It was fun. It was nostalgic. Lasted like a month, before he told me he's like super gay. So, yeah, it didn't go anywhere after that. Turns out we did not in fact actually make a great couple. Still friends though. Almost started a relationship with this one guy in high school back when MySpace was relevant. I asked him out on a date through messages and I misread something. I thought he had rejected me and we didn't speak again until I saw him again in college. I was in a committed relationship and so was he. For the best, though. He lived pretty far away. Love my husband who I met a year later. Wouldn't lose him for the world. Oh, that guy was named Justin. We got along so well. We had everything in common, and the chemistry was crazy sexy. But we never lived in the same place at the same time and most of the time one of us was in a relationship. And that just was the case, always. So it never worked out. Once we got a bit older I finally said we shouldn't talk anymore, because it always gets into flirtation and that's not appropriate if we are gonna be dating other people. He's not a lost love or anything though, just a fond memory I guess. I'm pretty sure he's married. I am, and who I'm with now is much more than just us being a great couple. I met a girl who is highly energetic, extroverted, pretty, and very fun. I'd known her for years beforehand but only actually got to know her then. The only reason I didn't ask her out was because she was dating a close friend of mine at the time, which is how I got to know her in the first place. They broke up, I still liked her, and then she started dating my best friend. They're actually super cute and happy together, so I'm happy for them, if not a little jealous. It may sound weird, but when I was 13 I had a best friend. As a teenager not knowing what love is. If he had not been super depressed, barely capable of keeping up a friendship, and not killed himself when he was 14, we would have been perfect for each other after puberty. We loved each other so much, we never tried anything, because we knew that we would mess it up for later. I hope he rests peacefully, and he was the first male to ever feel and show real love to me, until I was 21. Edit. I still think of him all the time. And I miss him, but it is so hard to recall all those good memories with him now, because I have become such a different person. It is natural. But sometimes I find myself blaming me for it, and feeling like betraying him, not giving him the love he deserves anymore. Anyone can relate. I once hooked up with this girl I had been talking to for a long time online. We made a long date of it. Date lasted a few days, and she brought a friend to introduce me to them. The friend was more my type, but I stayed with the initial girl because it seemed like a shitty thing to do to hop to someone else. I ended up marrying the initial girl, but still think the friend would have made me happier. Gut punch. Initial girl has turned this marriage into hell with her mind games and lack of affection. I'm currently working up the courage to leave her. This is my own fault. Due to a lot of factors I was really promiscuous back in the day. I met a lot of great guys and several I probably would have gone out with if I didn't make such a thing about it only being about sex. Honestly, I probably came across as so cold and uncaring. There are several I wonder about now, including a guy I was really good friends with but had sex with without thinking it might have not been the best thing for our friendship at the time. I've grown up a lot since then, and am with a wonderful guy who doesn't mind my past. But I still feel ashamed not at having sex but of not being considerate about other people's feelings. My best friend and I in high school were so in sync that we probably would have made a great couple. We even both came to this realization, so we sat down one day and talked about it. In the long run we decided the timing wasn't right at that point in time and to just stay friends to keep our friendship intact. Still see her 2 to 3 times a year. She's a wonderful person and even has a boyfriend now. I'm not as far along unfortunately.